Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're deconstructing the invisible machinery behind a truly ubiquitous consumer experience, the world's biggest furniture store. If you're a focused learner looking to understand how brilliant business models actually work in the real world, you are absolutely in the right place. We're going to transform the complex logistical and psychological architecture of this massive company into clear, actionable insights. So get ready, because we are literally stripping away the blue and yellow paint to see exactly how this retail engine runs.
Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever walked into an IKEA intending to buy, I don't know, just a single coffee mug or maybe a basic picture frame, only to find yourself at the checkout counter 3 hours later with a cart full of shelves, potted plants, and a belly full of Swedish meatballs? It's this shared, seemingly accidental shopping experience that almost every single one of us can relate to. You go in with a highly specific plan, right? And you leave with a newly furnished living room.
But here's the thing. This is no accident. Your overflowing shopping cart isn't just a lapse in self-control. No, it's the direct result of highly engineered psychological and logistical design. What feels like a mundane, everyday trip to grab a shelf is actually you stepping right into one of the most carefully conceived, innovative business strategies in history. Everything you experience inside those walls is explicitly designed to influence your purchasing behavior.
To really understand this retail giant, we got to look at its origins. The name IKEA itself, it's actually an acronym. It stands for Ingvar Kamprad, the founder, and Elmatard and Agunnard, which are his childhood home and birthplace in Sweden. This massive global corporation started as a really humble teenage entrepreneurial venture way back in 1943. It wasn't born out of some massive corporate boardroom. Actually, scratch that, it was literally just a 17-year-old trying to figure out how to sell goods at a profit.
And Komprad's journey evolved incredibly fast. He started out just purchasing small goods in bulk, think, pens, wallets, jewelry, and selling them at an affordable markup to average customers. But as he realized that modern home furnishings were just incredibly expensive, mostly inaccessible to regular folks, he transitioned the business. The real pivot, though, the absolute game changer that disrupted the entire market, was filing the patent for flat pack furniture.
See, the traditional furniture market back then was incredibly high friction. It was heavy, expensive, super difficult to ship, and often required professional installers. IKEA's DIY flat pack model completely flipped this script. It's affordable, relies entirely on customer assembly, and uses packaging that is just insanely easy to transport. By fundamentally changing the physical shape of the product during transit, they changed the entire retail equation.
What's really fascinating here is that when IKEA first decided to put its furniture in large boxes for home assembly, the established furniture companies actually scoffed at them. Business analysts argued, get this, that everyday buyers would never agree to put their own furniture together and that the model was completely doomed. Well, instead of failing, this radical approach completely disrupted the established business model and absolutely skyrocketed IKEA's profits. The idea was so simple, it seemed ridiculous, but it revolutionized the industry.
But the flat pack is really only half the secret. The other half is the highly structured physical journey you take the second you step through their doors. You start with step 1, the furnished showroom dream, before being, gently forced into step 2, a one-way traffic flow that guides you past dozens of items you didn't even know you needed. Then, strategically placed, is step 3, the cafeteria break to keep your energy up, leading finally to step 4, the DIY warehouse pickup.
Just think about that first step into the showroom for a second. You aren't just looking at a couch sitting on a sterile floor. You are stepping into a fully realized bedroom or living room. The soft lighting, the strategically placed plants, the perfectly matched accessories, it creates a really powerful illusion. This is pure psychological manipulation, folks, designed to trigger your subconscious. You stop looking at a piece of wood and start imagining your future dream home, which drastically increases the likelihood of multiple sales per visit.
It all boils down to one simple reality. Every single element of an IKEA store exists for a specific reason and ultimately serves to increase the number of sales. Nothing is accidental. Even the warehouse pickup at the very end of your journey serves a dual purpose. By having you fetch your own boxes, you feel a sense of participation, while IKEA simultaneously eliminates the cost of having employees fetch and deliver items to you. It's the illusion of a traditional store brilliantly masking a highly efficient distribution center.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it breaks down their profit engine, this unbeatable price-quality ratio. It starts with a design team that doesn't just sketch a chair. They engineer exactly how it's going to be manufactured and flat-packed to minimize costs. Add to that their massive scale with global suppliers, the slashed shipping costs from those flat boxes, and the complete elimination of delivery overhead through DIY assembly. Even their standardized sizes reduce supply chain complexity. It is just an unparalleled efficiency loop.
And that efficiency loop, that provided the fuel they needed to conquer the world. But as they expanded globally, they couldn't just copy and paste the exact same store in every single country. Global expansion required adapting to local preferences. They kept the core brand, the blue and yellow, the flat packs, the one-way flow, completely consistent, but they smartly catered to regional variations. For example, tweaking the cafeteria cuisine to suit local tastes ensured they maintained their customer-centric reputation worldwide.
However, the narrative tension is shifting rapidly right now. For decades, the model relied heavily on the old IKEA buyer, someone who was willing to travel to suburban megastores, browse large showrooms for hours, and haul their own boxes. But today's consumer behavior is totally changing. The new buyer demands convenience. They're digital first, they expect fast delivery directly to their doorstep, and they much prefer smaller, easily accessible city stores over wandering through massive warehouses.
These shifting behaviors are creating a perfect storm of emerging challenges. The offline giant is facing immense pressure from the shift to digital-first shopping and the new baseline expectation of fast delivery. Plus, agile competitors have emerged, offering fully assembled or customized furniture that directly attacks IKEA's core DIY model. Add rising global inflation and soaring logistics costs into the mix, and it proves that even a titan of industry isn't immune to shifting market realities.
But IKEA definitely isn't standing still. They are actively future-proofing their empire. They're pouring investments into powerful digital buying platforms and logistics infrastructure to offer that much-desired fast delivery. They're experimenting with smaller city store formats to reach urban consumers where they are. They are forging strategic partnerships in smart home technology and heavily investing in sustainability initiatives to appeal to the modern conscious consumer. Basically, they are reinventing themselves for the digital age.
So the crucial point is this: there are always ways to get more value for the money spent. This right here is the historical bedrock of IKEA's success. Their entire value-conscious business strategy, from the flat packs to the store layout to supply chain optimization, has been an obsessive pursuit of delivering high quality at the lowest possible price. They have trained entire generations of consumers to expect more value for their money.
Which leaves us with a really fascinating question. As artificial intelligence, robotic automation, and smart homes rapidly evolve, can IKEA maintain its crown? They totally disrupted the 20th century with a cardboard box and an Allen wrench. But the next wave of disruption is entirely digital. It's an incredible challenge for a brand built on massive physical warehouses. Definitely keep this framework in mind next time you find yourself wandering through a blue and yellow showroom. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to Wealth Decoded for more of our business, finance, and tech explainers. Turn on the bell to get notified when a new video is uploaded. Thank you for watching, and we will see you all in the next one.